A still, clear night hangs over Scotland's Bute Sound. 3 trawlers work the bay, nets out, engines low, crossing each other's wakes as they drag along a deep trench that has fed local crews for generations. On deck, hands tend gear. In the wheelhouses, skippers watch the dark water ahead. Below them, unseen, a second story is already in motion. For one boat, a small turn of the wheel will be enough to tip routine into catastrophe. This is the story of the Antares. Far to the north, in the grey light of the Loch Ewe, a Royal Navy submarine prepares to sail. HMS Trenchant, a Trafalgar-class, nuclear-powered hunter-killer, 82 meters long and crewed by roughly 120, readies for sea. Boarding with the ship's company are 6 officers on the Navy's notorious perisher course, a 24-week ordeal that decides who will and who will not command a submarine. Its leader, a veteran of 18 years beneath the waves, is now 41. It's been a decade since he passed perisher himself. The boat clears the loch and heads for an exercise box between Scotland and the Faroe Islands. For 4 days, Trenchant runs drills and mock attacks, navigation under pressure, evasion, firing solutions, pushing the trainees to their edge. Carradale, 11 p.m. The wooden trawler Antares, built in 1965, sits ready at the quay. She's 57 feet stem to stern, worked by a crew of 4. Her skipper is 36, a seasoned fisherman who bought Antares 3 years prior and has kept her busy ever since. Tonight's plan is simple. A 5-day trip, first light catches by Bute Sound, and, with luck, a hold full on return. 2 other trawlers, Heroine out of Troon and Hercules from Ayr, are also in the area. Through the days ahead, they'll drift in and out of sight and radio range, a loose convoy of working boats sharing familiar ground. By evening on November 21st, conditions are near perfect. Light wind, 8-mile visibility, the air a mild 11 degrees Celsius. Antares pays a brief call at Largs to offload part of her catch, then slips back to sea and returns to the trench at the south end of Bute Sound. At 5:30 p.m., they shoot the gear and begin towing northwest. Ahead, Heroine tows on a similar heading. The Antares skipper calls Heroine on VHF. He'll grab a short rest and hand the wheel to a crewman. They chat, sign off. Over and out. Meanwhile, Trenchant completes the first exercise phase in the North Sea and turns south. The course is grinding. 6 candidates become 4. She enters the Clyde training area, now working with the surface escort HMS Charybdis. From here, the log records each move. 11:30 p.m. Trenchant is tasked to conduct a dummy mine-laying run in the narrow Hunterston Channel. Charybdis plays the opposition, trying to catch them in the act. It's precise work in tight water, avoid detection, accomplish the mission. With that complete, the pair shift to open water for mock attack runs. 1:31 a.m., Trenchant comes to periscope depth to sight Charybdis on a simulated torpedo run. The duty captain sweeps the horizon, only the naval vessel in view, no merchant, no fishing contacts. By 2 a.m., the serial is assessed complete. Trenchant dives again, this time to 60 meters, and steadies on 6 knots, heading northwest for the end of Arran. The course leader and the captain retire to the wardroom to debrief. The duty captain passes control to a trainee. Topside, Heroine, towing northwest, meets Antares passing southeast. About 10 minutes later, Heroine's watchkeeper glances back and sees Antares swing starboard, coming back onto a northwesterly tow. Routine, normal, forgettable. 2 a.m. Heroine and Hercules chat on VHF. They can't see Antares by eye or radar anymore. They assume she's shifted grounds. No alarm. Tows continue. Below, the trainee on Trenchant orders a course alteration to 315 degrees true north. The sonar shack blooms with contacts. M1, M3, M5, M45. M1 is tagged as Charybdis departing the area. Target 5 is classified as a fishing vessel. Its noise is rising. Its course is changing fast. Passive sonar can't give exact range, but at 35 decibels, it's close and closing. The trainee orders a hard turn to port. The bow swings. The sonar operator calls. Contact 5 is still closing, now inside the 2,000-yard exclusion. The duty captain eases the rudder, trying to moderate the rate of approach, but too late. 2:19 a.m. Shock runs through the pressure hull. Loud bangs ripple the control room. Trawl snag, the sonar controller reports. Engines stop. Through headsets, operators hear cables scraping steel and, chillingly, a propeller spooling up somewhere above. The course leader rushes back, takes command amid a flurry of reports. On Antares, the world snaps. The trawl wires yank taut without warning. The boat lurches, then slews onto her starboard side as the gear, and something far heavier, drags her backward. Water pours through the open wheelhouse. The skipper and a crewman fight to power up the engine, to shake the gear loose, to smash a window, anything to break free. There is no time for mayday. In seconds, the sea takes the boat. Antares slips beneath the surface with all 4 men aboard. Trenchant rises to periscope depth. The captain scans. 2 trawlers tow on, unperturbed. Sea state calm. Nothing obvious, nothing amiss. He signals Charybdis. No distress calls heard. Still uneasy, he orders the boat to surface. On the fin and casing, the crew find lengths of steel wire and chain tangled around the submarine's tower. Trawl gear. Yet the surface remains quiet. At 3:15 a.m., a report goes to FAS lane operations. No mayday logged. The exercise continues. Hours pass. By 9 a.m., rumors harden into worry. Debris is sighted, fish boxes, slicks. A helicopter lifts and confirms the telltale scatter of an accident. A coordinated search begins. By day's end, the vessel RMAS Toreador locates a wreck at 150 meters, lying on her starboard side, bow to the northeast. Saturation divers are sent. The identity is soon confirmed. Antares. In the weeks that follow, the wreck is raised slowly and brought ashore. She is, remarkably, largely intact. Salt water has destroyed the electrics, but the hull and structure show minimal damage for a boat that disappeared so violently. The official investigation presses on. Crews scour the seabed for the 4th missing man. Despite knowing the precise position, recovery takes months. Inquiry findings point to failures in trenchant's watchkeeping and situational awareness. What sonar tagged as a single fishing contact was, in reality, 2 trawlers on intersecting tows. Royal Navy standing orders required submarines to remain at least 2,000 yards from fishing vessels. The trenchant's captain had also directed that he be called if any surface contact closed within 4,000 yards. Neither safeguard prevented the collision. From loss comes change. The Navy increases the mandatory clearance from fishing vessels to 3,000 yards. Procedures add requirements to surface when not on task, and to ensure surface escorts are present during training. Layers meant to cut the risk of a repeat tragedy. For the families of Antares, the reforms land too late. The salvaged hull is displayed at the Scottish Maritime Museum in Irvine for 18 years, a stark exhibit of what happens when silence and steel meet working boats in the night. In 2008, she is finally dismantled. Back at Carradale Pier, life goes on as it must. Nets are mended, ropes creak, and skippers watch the weather. Look east toward Arran, and you'll find a plaque on the seawall, simple, steadfast, and salt-stained. A final tribute to Antares and her 4 men, who went to sea on a clear night, and did not come home. At sea, silence is not empty. It carries weight, risk, and consequence. The loss of Antares reminds us that progress is often written in steel and paid for in lives. 4 men went to work on a calm night. They did not return. Their story endures, not as blame, but as warning. Thanks for watching.